Hello everybody and welcome to another Retro Lore series. My name is Necroxis and today we're going to be doing a little quest chain where we go ghost hunting and then we end up finding out a little bit of information about a certain character who may or may not become a boss in the Black Temple raid. For those of you who have done this quest chain, you know what I'm talking about. I might as well just say it now. We are going to be doing the quest chain where we learn about Teron Gorefiend. So let's get to it. If you are the Horde, you have to come to Shadow Moon Village in Shadow Moon Valley and talk to this little lady, Chief Apothecary Hildegard. If you're the Alliance, they also have the same quest chain, but you have to go to an Alliance person to start the beginning of it. His name is Zorus the Judicator, and he is in the Alliance's base of Wildhammer Point. Is that what it's called? Wildhammer Stronghold. Excuse me. You talk to him and he starts the quest chain. Also, there is a breadcrumb quest chain to come to either Hildegard or Zorus in Shattrath City from a vendor by the name of Fante. So, anyway you get here, you get to your guy and you start the first quest. For the Horde, it's called A Haunted History, and here we go. Have you ever felt the cold chill? Perhaps what you thought was a hand on your shoulder? That was not your mind playing tricks on you, Blood Elf. This land is haunted. Ghosts litter the landscape, stuck here for all eternity. Would you like to see them? Are you sure about that? These types of things tend to change a person and not for the better. Very well, I will need what you need I can't speak. I will need you to collect for me the ever-burning ash that is found near any of the fell lava pools of Western Shadow Moon, anywhere near green lava. So I have to find 15 of these things, which are right around here. I will do that, and then I will come back, and we will continue to see ghosts, because once we can see ghosts, that's when things start getting really crazy, folks. Alright, I got my 15 ashes, as you can see here. So that's it. Incredibly, it's still smoldering. So let's talk back to Chief Apothecary Hildegard. What do you mean? I'm going to make something out of the ash, obviously. Your world's about to change. Hildegard begins crafting something out of the ash. Apparently, there's lots of people who want to do this quest chain today. Spectracles. I call them spectracles. Clever, no? When you equip these goggles, you'll be able to see the spirits of Shadow Moon Valley. So before I let you have them, though, you must promise me you will help us clear out the ghosts at the village. Take the goggles and destroy any and all spirits that you see wandering about Shadow Moon Village. Hopefully, destroying these spirits will force that any remain to remove elsewhere. So she gives us these, and then I put them on, and I should be able to see ghosts. Seeing all the ghosts, I have to kill 12 ghosts. So if you notice, these are all Magar orcs. That is not by accident. That is because people are coming online, done in Jan. You're ruining my shit. I'm just kidding. But these are Magar orcs on purpose because Shadow Moon Valley was once the place where the Shadow Moon clan, ruled by Ner'zhul, used to settle. That ghost just said, "We will never dissipate, mortal. Our fate is tied to Gorefiend." So that's the first little hint we get when it comes to Teron Gorefiend. I'm not cutting here because this is like really nothing. Since I can one-shot all these guys. So I just have to kill a couple more. But yeah, this is Shadow Moon Valley actually is going to be in Warlords of Draenor, which is kind of interesting because it looks completely different. It's not destroyed whatsoever. There is no gigantic Hand of Gul'dan mountain in the middle because Gul'dan did not controlling the Horde in that dimension. Says another one, we are bound here eternally, is the will of Gorefiend. And that's the final one. So we have all 12. Let's go back and talk to Hildegard and see what she has to say about this. I have a feeling we probably should mention Gorefiend to her because he's kind of an important character. So let's see what she has to say. If you lose another period... Okay, blah, blah, blah. Gorefiend? Teron Gorefiend? But how? How could Gorefiend be here? This is impossible. The legend of Teron Gorefiend is one that causes even the Forsaken to tremble in fear. By all accounts, Gorefiend was a warlock of Gul'dan, extremely powerful in his own right. When Gorefiend was slain by Ogrim Doomhammer, Gul'dan took the soul of a fallen warlock and placed it inside the broken shell of a slain knight of Stormwind. And so was born the first Death Knight of the Horde. Teron Gorefiend, lore and legend. Stories about the life of Teron Gorefiend, most are just that, stories. We do not know what happens to Gorefiend after he returns to Draenor. The only thing we are certain of is that he has already died once. I have heard scouts here speaking of an ancient orc spirit that resides at the Altar of Shadows, far to the southeast across the Netherwing Fields and through Netherwing Pass. Take the spectracles and track this orc down. Surely he will have more information about Gorefiend. So we need to go find this spirit who is way down here. and learn more about Teron Gorefiend, because everyone is super worried that the spirits are talking about him because he shouldn't, by all accounts, shouldn't be here. He shouldn't be around. He shouldn't be alive. Teron Gorefiend is the way they talk about him, he sounds like he's an important character, or a major character to the lore. He's actually not, but he's still important nonetheless. He was the very first Death Knight ever created, the very first of the first incarnation of Death Knights, because as you all know, maybe or maybe not, there are two incarnations of the Death Knight Order. There were the Death Knights who were orc spirits put into the bodies of slain Stormwind Knights, like Hildegard mentioned. This was done by Gul'dan, and these were the first generation of Death Knights. And then there, of course, are the second generation of Death Knights, which are just resurrected bodies or people by the Lich King, who was at one point in time Ner'zhul. By the way, Ner'zhul was the former master of Gul'dan before Gul'dan betrayed him. So it's all connected. This whole Death Knight lore, it may seem like there are two generations because there are, but they are all connected in some way. It all has to go back to with Gul'dan starting it, and there's no lore confirming this, but it could be relatively assumed safely that Ner'zhul as the Lich King took his inspiration from Gul'dan and what he did, although that is not confirmed. So here we go. Here's the Shadow Moon Spirit right here. Gorefiend, why? I have not heard that name in ages. After the Second War, Gorefiend returned here along with his Death Knights. Unable to cope with the terrible nature of his new form and without the support of his beloved leader Gul'dan, Gorefiend killed himself. So he's gone. If he walks these lands now as a spirit, it is news to me, yet perhaps I can divine such knowledge with your assistance. What does this buff he has say? Oh, just haste. So now we have to do 3 different quests from this guy. He says, Teron Gorefiend, yes, I know of him. Divination, Gorefiend's cloak. Many a cruel act he committed, but none so cold as the slaughter of the clerics of Karabor. After Gul'dan's horde defeated the Draenei of Karabor, the surviving clerics of Karabor were marched out, told that they were to be taken to Hellfire Citadel as prisoners of war. Gorefiend, not yet a Death Knight, murdered each and every one of them in cold blood. They now roam in front of Black Temple with vengeance in their hearts. It is the clerics of Karabor that hold the cloak of Gorefiend. Divination, Gorefiend's truncheon. How do you pronounce that? Truncheon? One by one they knelt before him, offering their lives as a show of allegiance. Gorefiend hoisted his sickle and cut clean their heads. Shortly after the slaughter, Gorefiend took his own life. But this was no act of contrition. No, Gorefiend sought immortality. From the corpses of the fallen knights rose the Ghost Riders of Karabor. They now ride the road, circling the hand of Gul'dan, waiting the day their masters return. It is they who hold the truncheon of Gorefiend. Retrieve it. And this is actually where it becomes more than a solo quest. It becomes a multi-person quest. So if you're planning on doing this by yourself at the level appropriate of the zone, you might need some help, or just wait until you're like 75 or so. You should be able to do it fine, because this one actually takes 5 players. Divination, Gorefiend's armor. In life, Gorefiend was a monster, but in death, Gorefiend was an unmitigated terror. To the southeast, you will find Netherwing Ledge. What was once part of the mainland of Shadowmoon Valley is now a floating island in the sky. Vel'Kur, spawn of Deathwing, once called it his home, but now knows it as his grave. He flies an endless circle above the island, seething at his defeat to Gorefiend. If you are to recover the Gorefiend's armor, it is Vel'Kur that you must defeat. So I don't know where the leap of logic is here that we want to learn more about him, so let's just get all of his items. But that's apparently what we're doing. It could be seen as a bad idea, but screw it, we're doing whatever we want because we need to learn all the things. So I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to show you me actually doing it. I will, I'll show you I'll show you guys when I fight the Ghost Riders because they're kind of interesting and there's a little tidbit of lore information there, but besides that, the other 2 I'll probably do on my own. So I'm going to do those first, and then we'll do the Ghost Riders last, and then we will, I believe that's the conclusion of the storyline after that. So, yep, I'll see you guys then. I'm actually going to come down here real quick and see if there's... Oh, I don't have my hood on, my thingies on. Here they are, clerics. So I just need to kill them until the cloak drops, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I will see you guys back for the riders, and then we'll finish this up in a I think it's gonna be a one-shot episode actually. I'm actually gonna show you killing Vel'Kur as well because here he is right here. We are at Netherwing Ledge. That's a skeleton right down there actually, so I thought it was pretty cool. I'm just gonna pull him, slow fall, and then I will grab him like that and make him chase me all the way down here, and we will get this done. So there he goes. Here he comes. Waiting for him to get low, and then I will just smack him like that. Hit him again. Couple more AoEs, and he's dead. So that's Velkur. I now have Deathwing's armor as well, or Deathwing, Gorefiend's armor as well. I already got the cloak, so let's go do the riders, and then when I get there, I will show you them because they actually kind of ride around, hence their name, the Ghost Riders. So I have to kind of track them down, but I'll see you when I catch them. Alright, so I found them. They're having a little jaunt outside of Wildhammer Stronghold. Here they are, the Ghost Riders of Karabor. Let's engage them, and they look pretty cool though, don't they? So let's kill them because they're in my way. So there we go. I now have Gorefiend's Truncheon. A little bit of interesting information about these guys is when this quest came out and people found it and they did it, they kind of thought of the Dark Riders of that are around Karazhan, because those of you who don't know, there are back on Azeroth in the Eastern Kingdoms. There is where is it? Here we go. Deadwind Pass. The Dark Riders of Deadwind Pass. They kind of patrol around sometimes. And people are like, well, that's weird because they have there's the Dark Riders of there, and then they have the Ghost Riders here. Are they connected? The lore is that, you know, Teron Gorefiend had to do with the Dark Riders, like the quest said. These were like people who offered their lives to him. So were the Dark Riders the same? Did Teron Gorefiend make them as well? There was a little interesting question that lingered for quite a long time. We actually didn't learn of it until fairly recently with the comic called Dark Riders that was released about 9 months ago. I did a review of it with my friend Sayamara from the Grand Old Podcast. Turns out, no, they just kind of have like a similar vibe going on. Medivh kind of just used them. They were like people who came to Karazhan under his pretenses of like having a party, and he killed them and turned them into spirits. So they're not actually related. Frankly, I wouldn't even recommend Dark Riders as a comic because it's not that good. But anyway, there we go. We have all 3 pieces now. So we got the cloak. See what he has to say. When I have all 3 pieces in my possession, I'll be able to divine the whereabouts of Gorefiend. Oh, I see. So we're giving him all of his stuff so we can find out where he is. So we're giving him that. He says the same thing every time, I think. Okay, here we go. Teron Gorefiend, I am. Uh-oh. With Gorefiend's... Here we go, he's laughing. Something's happening. With Gorefiend's pieces restored, there is but one last piece to the puzzle. A host. The ancient Shadow Moon Spirit's lips curl up to form a wicked grin. Surely you do not believe the fairy tale that I told you. The Altar of Shadows is my prison. Without your help, I would have been stuck here for all eternity. Now I will take over your body, and you will destroy my captors and break these bonds. Refuse, and we will be both stuck here forever. Teron Gorefiend will be free. So let's take the quest. Your body is mine. Our fates are forever intertwined. Oh shit, he is Teron Gorefiend, and now he's possessed me. But this guy comes up. Your pathetic attempt to escape will be short-lived, Gorefiend. Let the girl go and submit. Even with your armor and weapons, you cannot defeat the ancients. So I have holy armor. Because I have to actually pay attention, because he has, like, no health. So I have haste, death and decay, touch of darkness, that's the lifesteal, and unholy armor. So let's put this up. Let's fight his ass. Caius, the ancient watcher. Let's put a death and decay down here. And then I'll do haste. Increase my haste by a shit ton. Just keep smacking him away. Waste no time, fool! Use our power to kill those that stand in our way. Destroy Carsias before you are subdued. Steal life from him. That back up. So, why didn't they just call it a staff? Is that what a truncheon is? A staff? I'm not the smartest person, folks. You probably can tell from that question. So we're doing relatively well, mainly because we have a life steal. What is shocking me? Oh, chains of shadows. That's what they are. Okay. It's like, what is all this? So I'm gonna steal that life again. It's one of those things I guess I'm gonna have to spam as soon as I can get it off. I'm just spamming my one. I don't know if auto attack actually is the same thing. So put that up, absorbing more damage. So we're just gonna kind of just doing this. My friend keeps logging off and on all of her ults, which is what you keep seeing pop up. So steal that life again. No, that was close. Almost done. Throw down death and decay, and it looks like we are going to win this one. Yeah. Let's do that, and bam. What have you done? There he is. There he goes. We will meet again someday. Death Incarnate has been released upon the world once more. Teron Gorefiend has returned. So, oops. It turns out the ancient Shadow Moon spirit is Teron Gorefiend himself. And we kind of sort of helped him come back to life. Oops. You know, I've noticed something. We have to ride back to Apothecary Hildegard to let her know what happened. But I've noticed something as I've been, you know, leveling through Mists of Pandaria and doing like a quest like this and looking back at old quests from other places that I could do a retro lore for. And I've noticed that we as the Alliance and Horde players, we tend to do a lot of bad things. We tend to do things that are not good ideas. For example, in Mists of Pandaria, the entire expansion is kind of our fault. Because the Horde and the Alliance bringing the war to Pandaria unleashes the Shah, which causes the Mantid Queen to get possessed by the Shah of Fear, which causes the Mantid to swarm, and the Mantid swarming causes the Yangol to invade to try to get away from them. And in all that chaos, the Mogu kind of come back and are fucking shit up. And then, so we kind of do that, and then the veil opens up, and Garrosh, the leader of the Horde, fucks that all up. And then we kind of just release Teron Gorefiend to the world. We clean up our messes, but without us, there wouldn't be a mess to begin with. So I guess take that as you will. So here we are. She says, "You did what, fool? You might write this wrong. You must write this wrong. After all, it is your fault. Take one of these helmets. They are each infused with the ever-burning ash that you retrieve from me. More importantly, they will allow you to see the ghosts of Shadow Moon, including Teron Gorefiend. Should you ever find Teron Gorefiend, you should destroy him." None of these matter because they're all sucking. So that's how that ends. Which was a little bit controversial. I wouldn't say controversial, but a little let down at the time because it was kind of like, well, are we gonna ever deal with him again? Because at this point, this was just the original Burning Crusade questline. This Black Temple hadn't actually come out yet before this was out, so we didn't know that Teron Gorefiend was a boss in Black Temple. So we kind of were like, well, what's gonna happen? But then that comes out, and we fight and we kill him there. I'm not going to show that because it's not really particularly that interesting. So yeah, that's the end of this quest line. It's how we resurrect Teron Gorefiend, and we kind of set him loose on the world. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Necroxis. I'm very sorry because I said the Cipher of Damnation quest was going to go up first before I did any new retro lores. I said that was going to be the first retro lore I did. But that also takes place in Shadow Moon Valley, and there was a ton of like issues. When I was processing the first video, the beginning of it wasn't on there for some reason, and then I went back to process it again, and the raw file was corrupted, and I ended up losing a big chunk of it. So actually, I can't do it on this character anymore because I already have like 65% of it completed before I realized there was a problem. So I have to do it on another character, but look for that coming soon. In the meantime, I'm probably going to do the one other quest chain in this zone next time. It has to do with the Kama and getting into Black Temple, actually. So it's kind of sort of related to this, but it's its own separate thing. So, thanks, guys. I'll see you next time for the next retro lore. I'm glad I'm doing these again because Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea was fun. It was actually really fun. But we have to get back to the lore and to the story. So, my name is Necroxis once more. I'll see you guys next time for whatever lore we choose to explore because there's always, folks, there's always more lore to explore. Especially when we look back at the good times and we think about the future upcoming Warlords of Draenor lore. So there will be tons of stuff to cover on this channel going forward. And I hope you guys do that with me because I'm having a good time. So, thanks, guys. I'll see you then. Farewell.